So we're live now, YouTube, Instagram, um, HDH Mortgage here in Orlando. English, we're going to be doing the English presentation 10 a.m. as promised. And then we're going to be in Spanish 10:30. So we're talking today about basically giving you an update of what's happened in the state of Florida with the new amount of money that was added to Hometown Heroes starting yesterday. We have funds. Yay! We have funds. It's not going to last for a long time. It might be a little bit of short period, but we do have funds available for our hometown heroes, which we all know has been going around already for about a year and a half already. So the state of Florida has done their due diligence to help the real estate market stay up and running. So, and we're gonna just take about 15 minutes to talk about the program, what's added, the changes, if there is any changes in income limits, which I don't think, especially for Osceola and Orange, which it is at 131. So I think they did increase the income limit a little bit, which it is great. So that allows more families to be able to buy their home. So we're going to talk about a few areas of the program that we want you to be aware of. Um, we want to basically advise anyone to take advantage of it. And I'm going to talk a little bit about housing market and how it looks today. So basically, the program basically allows anyone, a first-time home buyer, to unlock the potential to homeownership, which it is what we want. It is what the program is intending to do. Um, basically, it was created about 2 years ago to help Florida homebuyers, especially our first responders, to have access to home ownership. So right now, the program was expanded to, and everyone knows around half of last year, I think it was in June, July, the program was expanded to anyone that worked for a Florida registered employer. So we all have the opportunity to use the Hometown Heroes program. So there is something that they don't talk about a lot. I'm going to give you that information because it is critical for you to know before you get into it, and so you don't get basically surprised later on. And I'm going to disclose that to you so you know and be aware that if you get into a program, you have to expect that to happen. So the it is open to everyone, as we all know, as long as you are working for a Florida registered employer. Who does qualify? That's a good question. Who qualifies? And there's something I found out from the county, which it is very interesting, and it is regarding first-time home buyer qualification. And I'm gonna just talk about it. So, who is eligible? As I said before, anyone that works for a Florida employer. All right. Program was based before basically available for first responders, but now it is wide open to almost everyone. Um, Program requirements, there is income limits, and they are available. If you live in different counties in the state of Florida, you can go to Florida Housing Authority and basically get the guidelines or income limit chart that will explain to you, will show you in your county what the income limit is. So there are some employee hours, basically working hours that you have to meet, which it is a 35-hour minimum. So that's almost regular. It has always been there. 35 hours minimum a week. So that's very important. And you have to be a first-time home buyer, and I want to make a clarification there because there is an issue that arises in my case with a prospect that did call. They have the one of the two, husband and wife. One of them did help a sister to buy a property. So, and this is where you have to pay attention, right? They said, "Are we first time home buyer?" Honestly, um, it caught me by a little bit of a surprise. I called in a few lenders. They didn't have the correct answer. I ended up talking to the counties. Polk County was the one that gave me the relevant information that I can use. And basically, he was a non-occupying borrower. Now, this is something that's so confusing that even lenders break the rule or the law. I don't know if it is the law. He is a non-occupying borrower, but when we went we got deep into the information, the public records, we found out that he ended up being put into title. Mm. So he ended up in title. So keep in mind, this person does not live in that property, does not own that property, and he ended up being a owner of that property without living in it for a property that's supposed to be a first for primary residence. So first of all, that's not something that should happen. If you're helping someone to buy a property and you become a co-signer or a non-occupying co-borrower, you are not supposed to be put on title. You're supposed to stay out of title. That right there makes you a first-time buyer, even if you did help someone, like a sister, a brother, a mother, or father. If you did help them by, being on the application with them in order to help them qualify for a loan, as long as you are not on title, you are considered a first time home buyer. So that's very important. So this is a very important piece of information because sometimes somebody might go, "Oh man, I did go with my sister on that loan, so now I can't." Yes, you can, as long as they did not register you as a title holder. So that's very important. So um, what else is required? There are some home loan limits. Okay, but the home loan limits are the same as FHA, BA, USDA, and conventional. They follow the same home limits, mortgage. Mortgage loan limits. So you don't have to kind of like be worried about that. If you're on the market for an FHA, yes, you can qualify. Almost, I think the most is 472,000 loan amount. I think it's 472 320, but you can find out more about it. But that's actually a very, very high home price right there. So it's about 500,000. Do you want to have a $4,000 payment? Mostly somebody who was buying with an FHA don't want to be there up there. So the limit is really good, especially now the home prices have been starting to go down a little bit. Now, why would you want to take advantage of this? And this is something I was talking about on Monday in our his Spanish session of your market today, which of course I wanted to let everyone know today that's coming. It's going to be transmitted in English through our English channel in YouTube starting next week. The title might be a little bit different than Tu Mercado Hoy, your market today in Spanish. And it's going to go through our English YouTube. It's going to go through our English Instagram, which we're going to separate starting next week. So that way it's easier for the ear for somebody who's expecting a presentation. All of a sudden, instead of in English, it comes in Spanish, or instead of in Spanish, it comes in English. So we're going to separate the channels so everyone feels comfortable. Now, why would you want to take advantage of Hometown Heroes? Okay. First of all, let me just talk about something very important. Something that the state added And I have to confirm this with the state. I heard this through a third party. So don't take it as 100%. Okay. But I did hear that the state will require a hometown hero user or beneficiary. This is very important. The state will require that if they got $20,000 for the purchase of that property, this is where it gets tricky. Let's say 2 years from now, rates are at 3.5%. They decide to refinance the property. So this is where it gets tricky, and I'm going to have to confirm this because I heard this from a third party. The state is going to require that person to have those $20,000 aside on a bank account, not through a cash out refinance. None of that. If you want to refinance and you want to lower your payment, lower your rate, the state will require you to have $20,000 of your own money on the side to pay off whatever they gave you, because remember, it's not forgivable. So this is very important. If you don't have the money today, if you don't have it today, you will have to have it tomorrow to pay off the state, because the state will not allow you to take money from your equity to pay off the state. So I'm gonna basically reconfirm all of that, but that's very important for those of you who are gonna use the program. You have to keep in mind that you will have to start making a savings account now. Make sure that whatever the government gave you, you basically accumulate in the next 3 to 5 years. And if possible, send it back to them. Say, hey, thank you for the opportunity. I bought my home. I'm so grateful. But here is my money, the money you guys borrow me. Thank you very much. Give it back to them. Clean up your second lien. And then now you can refinance and do whatever you want. If you sell the property, this is very important too. You sell the property 5 years from now, and you still owe the state $25,000, you are going to have that money, or otherwise they will not allow you to sell the property. This is very tricky. So that means is that $25,000 that you still owe, you're going to have saved it. It can come from a sister. It can come from a gift of funds. You would have had saved it in a bank account and have it there. Pay off the state upfront before selling the property, or pay it off at closing. I think this is one of the most important information that come through, because that's tricky, because you don't want to get caught. And then all of a sudden you find out that you're stuck on a honestly, today rate 7.625 for life. So you don't want to get stuck with it. So that's very important. And we want to disclose this because we don't want you to come back at us later and saying, oh, you didn't tell me this. This recording is going to stay for the next 20 years. So if you come and try to blame us, we are going to have it in there. And we told you so. So keep that in mind. Now, why do you want to get in? Why? Because you want to buy your property. Okay, there is some data I'm going to provide to you about the market conditions, current market trends and conditions right now. Inventory right now is at 87, 815 homes for single family homes listed, active inventory. So for the whole state of Florida, which it is as of today is 22.6 million people, you can do the math. The inventory is so low, so low. So you can do the math. So that's why you need to get into it. That's why you need to buy now. So rates are high, but rates are low compared to 2 weeks ago. Okay? I quoted somebody just a little while ago, a credit score of 584. Okay? I quoted that person 6.75. So that's crazy, but that's a good rate. So my warning for every first-time buyer is, if you wait for rates to get to 5.5 nationally, you won't have a home. You will have to wait 10 more years to buy your property because there's no inventory. It's not enough. 87,000. You know how many investors there is in the state of Florida looking for homes right now? I bet you there is more than a million investors. And when you do the math, a million investors only, and you do the math, investors, at least a million, and then 84,000 units to sell. And that includes every single family residential property, condominiums, modular homes, single family residence, townhomes. It is crazy. So keep that in mind. So that's why I'm addressing to people: do not listen to your brothers, do not listen to your friends that tells you, that brag and say, "Oh, I have a 2.5% rate. Are you going to buy with a 7%?" They make you feel like guilty if you buy now. No, don't listen to them, because one thing for sure is, okay, forecasters are saying rates will not be below 5% ever again. I don't know if it is true. I don't know if they're going to hit, the bullseye, but rates will not be below 5% ever again. So, and I've been saying it forever. We are in a new economy. Please understand it. It is what it is. We are in a new economy. So don't expect your friends and brothers and sisters' rates to, oh my gosh, when I have that rate of 2.5% or 3%, my payments are going to be $1,200, $1,500. That's a dream that will never, never, ever come true. So because of that, that's what I'm talking about. Market condition. You have to learn about your local market condition. So imagine Orange and Osceola. Inventory here is so low and crazy, especially Central Florida, where there is so many. Maybe out of those 1 million that I'm saying is not a data that I have, but I'm just making that data in my mind. Out of those 1 million investors in the state of Florida, I think 75% are in Central Florida, and you have 84,000 units in the whole state of Florida, and that includes builders, single family residents listed. So I'm just trying to make you aware why use the hometown heroes, because yes, it's money that's not free, but you can get in, you can buy your property. Okay. So basically, that's very important. Benefits of the program: basically, you are provided money to buy your property. Home ownership is one of the biggest benefits. Lower rate than market rate. 7.6 to 5, believe it or not, is a lower than market rate today. Um, and basically, and potential savings. Oh, keep that in mind too. If you buy with Hometown Heroes, you save on recording fees, county taxes, property taxes. You save a ton of money. Average on a $400,000 home, I can give you a quote more or less of savings of about $8,000. That's really good money, really good money. So, and that's a saving by using the Hometown Hero program. That's an upfront saving that you have. Okay. Why act now? Well, increasing home values. You have a possibility of home values going up. Okay. Right now, just keep that in mind. Home prices have gone down a little bit because of the fear between buyers that they are going to miss if they jump into a 7.5, 8% rate. So because of that, home prices are going down little by little bit. But don't expect it to be, and this is something I'm warning everyone, this is not going to be a 2008. Please get over with it. It's not going to happen. So 2008 is just a dream. So it will never happen again. There's no bubble. There's no mortgage bubble anymore. So keep that in mind. Why act now? Because if rates drop to 5.5, there's gonna be a war, a pricing, a offer war. People offering to get their property because now they see that 5% or 5.5 is, is where they need to be. So do you want to wait for that? Do you want to wait for competition to flood into the market? Or do you want to jump in now, buy now, and then 2 years from now, you save money by refinancing. And then you come down to where you need to be, not where you want to be, because might never come, but where you need to be, where you can afford it. So advantage of buying versus renting, definitely. That's another reason why you need to act now. Okay. And the most important is long-term benefits of home ownership. Believe me, I'm one of those that I'm an advocate of it. I'm an advocate of home ownership. You suffer consequences. Your family suffer the consequences of not owning a property. If you have a young family, a growing family, your kids are going to suffer the consequences of moving from one residence to the other, one neighborhood to the other. It's worth the price. It's worth it. So those are some of the benefits. So how to apply? You have two options. Call us. I always tell you 1-800-477-2251 or to 472-214-9400. You can call us or you can go online www.hdhmortgage.com. And if you want to just go straight onto the Hometown Hero um, environment and apply or start conversation with us, right on the top left corner of our website, there is a section there. You click on it and you begin the process of talking to us. You don't even have to give your social security number. It's just a conversation starter for you to start the conversation, to get to know the program, what benefits you have, for you to let us know more or less what you think your credit score is. And that way we can tell you, hey, you know what, you might need to wait, or how about if we can have another program, maybe the Orange County down payment assistance that might work better for you. So there's a lot of ways to get into being and becoming a home owner. So we're not gonna have questions and answers, but I can tell you this: we do appreciate, okay, whoever is gonna watch this, and as I said, until we get the audience, I'm expecting one day to have the audience and participation of people to come and talk to us and share with us. Um, I, if you see this video later on, if you're a realtor and you see it, share it with your friends and colleagues, so that way you can help us grow. You can help us do this work, stay on it, keep working at it, getting better at it. Maybe eventually in time, I know some people like nice and beautiful cabins, where the podcasts are transmitted. If you want us to be that way, help us grow. That's something we ask you for. Help us grow. Share this with your family and friends. We're trying to do the best job possible to bring you fresh info, to make you aware of market changes and what's going on. And even though today is not related to our market today, but I can tell you, market looks good today. It looks like we're going back to the Monday numbers, and then possibly going back to Friday numbers. So rates are looking good. So again, but that look good means a warning for buyers. If rates keep getting better, market's gonna get hot, and then you are gonna have issues trying to buy a property, because on one property there's gonna be 10 buyers, and you are gonna have to have the pocket to win that offer. So this has been everything for us, for you today, from us to every one of our listeners today. Um, we hope this helped anyone that wanted to know a little bit more about Hometown Heroes. Jump onto it. Uh, Again, just get away from people who tell you this is not the best time to buy, because we have such a low inventory count that if market get just a little bit warmer, you are out of the market. And that's my message to everyone. And I'm not wrong about it, and I'm not going to be wrong about it, because I'm following the data and it is there and it is going to be proven. And you don't want it to be proven against you, because then you lose. So it's all for us in the English session. 10:30, we're going to be here in Spanish. Um, And again, next Monday and after next Monday is going to be your market today in English, going on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So thank you for attending. Thank you for being here. And I'm going to just, as always, disconnect the live from Instagram. I know the phone played tricks on me, but it's done on Instagram. Now, YouTube, thank you for being with us. Those who are going to watch this, subscribe to our channel, follow whatever is happening in the market with us. Use the Hometown Heroes program. Don't let that money run away from you. And we'll see you next Monday. Thank you for being with us.